One of these people could be winning £10,000, but to do so, they must eliminate all the others in a fight for survival. It's Dog Eat Dog. Welcome to Dog Eat Dog, the show where survival counts and weakness costs. 5 rounds whittle down our 6 contestants to one top dog. The reward could be £10,000. We sent all 6 of them on an intensive 24-hour assessment so they could get to know each other and check out exactly where each other's weaknesses lie. Just for you at home, here's how they got on. Can you spot the top dog? Tonight's 6 hopefuls are Martin McGuinness, a 34-year-old cabaret performer from Donegal. Martin is the showman of tonight's group. His scores were solid all the way through and he's happy to be nominated for anything.
I enjoyed the assault course immensely, so I liked the physical side of it, and getting through the potholing was such an achievement that was great. I'm quite happy with maths and I'm quite happy with English anyway, so really, I'm quite confident about everything.
Ashley Jane Bresnan from Dublin, who's a 22-year-old fund manager. She's surprisingly weak in all the mental skills, but was often leading the pack in the physical assessments. She bottled out when her nerve was tested in the caving.
Everybody has a fair idea now how they feel each person would do in the challenges, and it was very difficult for me was to hide the fact that I enjoyed being out in the assault course, I enjoyed being out outside.
30-year-old Darren Farrer, a telecom engineer from Canvey Island in Essex.
Good, well done.
Darren struggled to keep up with Ashley Jane but gave it everything. With 100% scores in maths and English, he's unlikely to be nominated for a mental task.
I've pointed out 3 or 4 people now that I think are in the run for it. At the end of the day, you get nominated, you've got to do it. And I'm going to get nominated at some point, so the only person that's going to stop me getting there is me. So I am my biggest threat.
Civil engineer from Wiltshire, 25-year-old Hannah Jones. Like Darren, Hannah scored very well mentally, but also held her own in the other tests. She's the quiet one the others should look out for.
I haven't tried to open up as much as I would do normally. I like talking about myself, I think everybody does, but I've consciously not said some things that I would have said.
John Augustin, a local government officer and father of 4. He's 41 and comes from South London.
Who let the dogs out?
John's a big man, but pushed on through all the outdoor tests. The caving was a real squeeze, but he never gave up. Mentally, he was consistently last. He'll really struggle with numbers or letters.
Speaking for myself, potholing taught me how to get up a ladder without fearing heights. It was a squeeze, definitely a tight squeeze, but remember what Nathan said, and I kept my arms in front of me and just sort of shuffled along like a worm on the ground, and I got through.
And finally, Lena Ward. She's a 40-year-old special needs teacher from Tunbridge Wells in Kent. She's a terrific all-rounder whom the others will struggle to work out. She has no failings and will never give up. Lena wants to show the world she's got what it takes.
I still feel it's an advantage to be one of the oldest contestants because I've got something to prove. I felt that when I first entered this competition, and I just like to prove that it doesn't matter how old you are, it's how hard you try.
Well, guys, now's your chance to put everything you've learnt about each other into action. In each round, I'll set you a test, and you must nominate the opponent you think is most likely to fail. Whoever gets the most nominations must take on that test. And if they fail, that's it. They must make their way to the loser's bench over there. But perhaps more importantly, they're out of the running for the £10,000. But if they succeed, you could be in trouble. Because if you voted for them, they have the chance to put you onto that loser's bench in their place. So, who will be our first victim? We'll find out in round 1, which tests reactions. This is how it works. This piece of equipment generates sequences of 5 lights. Pressing this button will stop a sequence on the light which is illuminated at that time. Your task is to stop each one on the red light. There are 8 increasingly difficult sequences to complete, and you have 2 minutes to do it. So think back. Who is most likely to fail this test? It's time to choose the loser. Here's what happened when we tested reactions on the assessment day.
I'd have to choose Hannah for not having the quick reactions. Yesterday I noticed that when we had to kind of use our initiative on the assault course, I didn't feel that she had the sharpness to kind of come up with an idea and observe the surroundings and then feel that, right, this is the best way to do it.
I think Ashley Jane may crumble if she's faced with a task that panics her, makes her nervous.
Ashley, very pretty, very fit, but has got the tendency to throw the odd tantrum, a bit like myself.
Probably John. He's he moves slightly slower. He was always at the back with me when we were running, for instance.
Ashley Jane, nervous. She tends to throw tantrums, so I'm not sure about her mental stability.
Well, that's how they got on at the time. Let's see how they voted tonight.
Ashley Jane.
Lana.
Ashley Jane.
Ashley Jane.
Hannah.
Ashley Jane.
Well, Ashley Jane, quite an overwhelming lack of confidence in you there. Do you think that's right?
We'll see.
Why did you decide on Ashley Jane, Martin?
Well, when we were on the assessment day, she had a real problem getting over the fact that we didn't know what was coming next. And with the fact that she's not going to know what's coming next with the sequence, it might send her into a panic.
And Darren, why have you chosen Ashley Jane?
We're all pretty much the same, so you had to start somewhere. So let's start at the beginning of the alphabet, and A comes first.
Hannah, you've chosen Ashley Jane too.
This is a game where you've really got to concentrate. I think because it's the first game as well, I think its nerves will be the reason that I chose Ashley Jane.
And Lena, you've chosen Ashley Jane.
Yeah, pretty much the same reason as Hannah, really. I just thought she might be that bit more nervous.
Well, Ashley Jane, they think you're going to fail. Let's find out how you'll do. If you don't succeed, it's only a short walk to that loser's bench and you're out of the running for the money. But if you do succeed, there's quite a lot of people up there. In fact, everyone except for John that you could choose to take your place. So take up your position. Your fight for survival starts now. That's 3 done. That's 4 already. This is not as easy as Ashley Jane is making it look. If you miss the red, the program freezes for 4 seconds, wasting valuable time. Five sequences completed, 3 to go. 2 left, but they're tough. Not for Ashley Jane, it would seem. 1 left. Easy! Sure whether you were going to do it. How did it feel? Were you aware of how many times you had stopped it at the red light or not?
It felt like I'd been there for about an hour. Just, my legs had gone like jelly.
But we saw the frustration in the shaking of your head. Forget frustration now. Think more revenge. This is indeed, ladies and gentlemen, why we call this show Dog Eat Dog. Because Ashley Jane's about to, destroy somebody. It's going to be either Martin, Darren, Hannah, or Lena. Tell me, who's it going to be?
I pick Lena.
Lena, come down here, please. Oh, well, we'll get to this all in a minute. Now, Lena, I have to... Were you expecting this at all? I saw you hang your head in shame as you realised that Ashley Dane had completed the task. Were you suspecting that you might be one of the potential victims?
I didn't really know. I just wanted to stay in long enough for the kids to see me do a game, really.
Ah. It's a horrible question to ask you, but what would you have done with the £10,000 if you had won it?
Well, taking the girls to Florida, I think.
Well, at the moment, that's not going to be happening. You're out of the game, I'm afraid. You're back into the game. So, ladies, please take your places. So, ladies and gentlemen, 1 down and, 5 left. Martin, you looked so relieved.
Well, I wouldn't have liked to have done that. Wasn't one that appealed to me, so I'm quite glad I didn't get voted. But well done, Ashley Jane.
Absolutely, but you did vote for her, and you sat very tentatively, as did young Darren. You were concerned, in fact, very concerned indeed.
I see the glare, and the glare was it. I thought, there's me over there, so...
Hannah, you sat pretty relaxed through that. I don't know what was going through your mind, but there was no physical movement, it didn't appear to be.
I saw the glare as well, and I thought it was to me. So I thought she was staring at me, and I thought it was
fantastic paranoia. Well, it's time to discover who'll be fighting for survival in round 2. This time, we're testing word power. Now, this grid contains 8 letters and 1 blank space. By moving the letters around the grid, you must form 3-letter words along the middle row. For example, tin. Your target is to create 8 different words in 2 minutes. So, it's time to choose the loser.
More than likely, I'd probably go for John, because it wasn't his best subject.
For the word skills, I'd have to choose John. He was below me, and I think he had made a point of kind of like showing that he was quite weak in that.
John was consistent in both his maths and his words. I think he comes second from last. Don't tell him I said that, he's a big guy.
Martin, another dark horse. Although he's got some weaknesses, but I think he's got a sly mind. He's sort of he's ticking over behind his eyes. He's thinking about everything that goes on around him and making notes.
Well, will they have changed their minds since then? It's time to find out.
John.
John.
Martin.
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 Martin, it looks like it's going to be you. Well, Darren, I'm very interested because you, of course, are voting according to the alphabet. So, actually, next it should be Hannah, and you've chosen Martin. So why?
I thought it would be John. I thought everybody would go for John after the weekend. However, I thought Martin, no one would choose him, and 3 people have. Worried.
John, why did you decide on Martin?
This will be a test for him, won't it? To see how good he really is.
Under pressure, you mean?
Under pressure.
Martin. Well, as John said, let's test you now properly under pressure. Come with me. Now, just to remind you of the rules, you have to create 8 different words across that middle row, and you have just 2 minutes in which to do it. Okay? Martin, your fight for survival starts now.
Tin.
Correct.
Tan.
Correct.
Sang, as in sang. No.
Correct.
Sun.
Correct. Correct.
Bin.
Correct.
Bus.
Correct.
Bus.
Correct. What did you just say to me, Martin?
I failed.
You absolutely did not.
Didn't I?
You created 8 three-letter words in... 2 minutes given.
Oh, God.
Now, I saw the frustration. In fact, I was standing close enough to hear the frustration from you. How does it feel?
Under pressure, it's really nerve-wracking because you can see the words in there, but it's getting the letters around, and they know that I hate the logical kind of ones, so moving around, I panic.
John wanted to personally test you under pressure, and I think we've done that, and I think you've come through. So now I'm just going to turn your attention to 3 very nervous people. Darren, Hannah, and John. You can now pick one person to go and join Lena on the loser's bench. Tell me who that's going to be.
Darren.
Darren, come and join us. I can see the disappointment on your face. Now, you sort of got away with it in the first round. You were nervous about it now in this second round, and your worst fears have been realised.
Sailing near to the wind, I think, comes into it, and it was a tactical, though, I thought, but I'm over there.
But you know, with tactical voting, it can come up and bite you, can't it?
Boy,
And it
have I been
certainly has. Darren, now, you and Lena can sit on the loser's bench and discuss what you would have done with the £10,000, or you could just tell me now.
He's made me homeless. It was my new house, and it's now...
But you know, the thing is, Darren, that sympathy doesn't cut much.
Oh, it doesn't.
You're out of the game, I'm afraid, and well done to you, Martin. You're back in it. Gentlemen, take your places. So, 2 down and 4 left. Martin, I must just ask you one thing. In between all your shuffling and one thing and another with a word game there, you came across one word, san. S-A-N. What does that mean?
Is it without?
It's actually a word for South African bushmen. But it doesn't actually matter because you've still taken on the task and you've won. So, does it feel better to have completed a task now?
Yeah, I feel a little bit easier, but it's still nerve-wracking.
Right, OK. But who'll be the next to fall by the wayside? Round 3, tests maths. Here's how it works. Now, this grid contains 20 discs, alternately numbered and blank. The value of any blank disc is the sum of all the numbered discs it's connected to. For example, the value of this disc is 55 plus 7, which is 62. Now, the value of the next disc adds up to 65. The 10 blank discs will flash in turn, and your task is to tell me the value of each one. You have 2 minutes. So, think back to what you learnt about your opponents. Who's going to fail the maths test? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to choose the loser.
I think if it was a maths question, I'd go for either Ashley Jane or John. Their scores weren't high, and that's all I can go on.
I'd pick Ashley Jane to fail maths because she seemed to be a bit flustered when she done it.
I would suggest that Hannah wouldn't do so well because her English was great, but her maths let her down, so I'd probably give her the push for that one.
Well, that was then, but let's see how they voted tonight.
Hannah.
John. Martin.
Ashley Jane.
That means it's a tie. And as you well know on Dog Eat Dog, in the event of a tie, the casting vote will be made by the person who last took up the position on the loser's bench. So, Darren, it actually wasn't the end of the show quite for you just yet, because you can now pick absolutely anybody. Martin, I'd like to know how you're feeling. Who voted Darren out?
How are you over there, pal? Feeling fine?
Darren, come on, let's...
We have chosen.
OK, who have you chosen?
I've chosen John.
Right. John, you sounded very surprised there.
I did, yeah. Actually.
Why?
Well, I didn't think it would be me, actually. I thought it might have been Martin. Revenge being so sweet.
The only thing is, of course, you didn't do particularly well in the maths, did you?
No,
And this is a maths test.
It is.
Ashley Jane, in fact, you are the only person who has voted for John. You do know what that means if he succeeds in completing this task, don't you?
I'm walking.
John, let's go and do some adding up. Now, on the assessment day, your maths score wasn't the highest.
No, it wasn't,
Was it?
unfortunately, no.
OK, well, we'll have high expectations of you now. You understand that, don't you?
I do indeed. I do.
All right, you have 2 minutes to do it.
Okay.
So, John, take up your position. Are you ready?
I am ready.
John, your fight for survival starts now.
$286.
Correct.
$42.
Correct.
$144.
Correct.
$97.
Correct.
$249.
Correct.
$50.
Correct.
$113.
Correct.
$110.
Correct.
Too slow.
Well, John, you said it yourself. Too slow.
Too slow.
You were just 2 sums short. Well, there's one young lady there who's breathing a very deep sigh of relief. Of course, Ashley Jane, she was the only person who voted for you and the person you could have taken out of the game. Let's hear it for John. So, guys, we're down to the final 3, and only one of you is going to walk away with the £10,000. So there's still a need for concentration. This time we're testing your physical skills. Here's how it works. You are going to be strapped into this cage in a standing position, and then you have to start swinging. It It's like being on a playground swing, except that in this case, the object is to get into a rhythm and build up sufficient momentum to swing all the way over the top. So it's a test of courage as well as physical ability, and you have 2 minutes in which to do it. It's time to choose the loser.
Yes, good. That's better, yes.
I know that Ashley Jane was very scared of the idea of slugs, for instance, or spiders. So if there's anything that's creepy crawly or slightly sort of dangerous in that sense, I don't think she'd do very well.
A lot of us, especially myself, Hannah and Lena, we were very, very nervous. When Mitch and Nathan told us this morning that it was potholing that we were going to do, you could see just from our reactions, facial expressions, that we really don't want to do this.
A person I think that could fall to pieces would be Ashley. When we were in the caving, you could tell that she was getting really, really worked up. It got to her and you could see she was almost about to burst into tears, and then when she got to the sump, she fell apart.
Can't do it.
I can't, not to worry.
The water's freezing. I feel like such a failure.
Well, will that have influenced their decisions? Please reveal your votes.
Ashley Jane.
Hannah.
Martin.
Well, it's becoming increasingly obvious that you guys can't agree on anything. Hannah, you indeed have voted for Martin 3 times now. He's been counting. Why?
I wasn't paying much attention on the away day. We actually had to do a swinging test. I was the last person. I was concentrating too much on that.
Ashley Jane, you've chosen Hannah. Why?
Firstly, because she hasn't had a challenge yet. I think it's about time we just saw how good she is. Also, when we had her away day, I felt that she needed a little bit of a push. She was observing a lot, so I'd like to see how she gets on this.
All right, now, Martin, I thought you might have gone for Hannah because for the same reason as Ashley Jane, because she hasn't partaken in a task yet.
The point of this game is to see if someone will actually go round, and I don't think Hannah would have any qualms about going round the top, but I remember Ashley being a bit freaked out when we were at the assessment day in doing the sump, so I don't think she'll be very happy spinning around.
Right, OK, well, as you guys know, in the event of a tie, the casting vote will go to the person who last landed on the loser's bench. Aye. And it's our friend John. John, you have the choice of Martin, Ashley Jane or Hannah. Who will it be?
Well, we've considered...
No, not we, you. I have nothing to do with
My decision is that Ashley J should take up the challenge.
I have to ask you straight away why.
Revenge is so sweet.
So, Ashley Jane, it's time for your next challenge. Come with me. At least one advantage, and that is you've already been up here in front of the audience to partake in one of our tests. So are you feeling a bit more relaxed this time round?
I can't wait to get on it.
Really?
I really am looking forward to it.
I'll let you go off and get strapped into the safety equipment. There's Mitch and Nathan there, who you'll recognise from the assessment day. So this has nothing to do with strength. It's all about technique. Ashley Jane, are you ready? Gentlemen, will you get her into position, please? OK, you have 2 minutes. And your fight for survival starts now. So, Ashley Jane has already completed one challenge in a remarkable time. Can she do the same again? It's all technique on the pendulum, and Ashley Jane has got to get into a rhythm to get herself over. Plenty of time. is fading. Well, Darren's keen to help. But this is dog eat dog, and it's everyone for themselves. Ashley Jane doesn't seem to be getting any higher. Time's up. Great disappointment. You're sounding a little bit out of breath. I said at the beginning it had nothing to do with strength, but all about technique. Do you think that was true?
Not completely. I think it has something to do with strength. I found it all right until I got towards the top, but I reckon if I had another minute, I might have been able to do it. But it was brilliant. Really good fun.
Yeah, you did enjoy it. Unfortunately, you had to try and do it within 2 minutes. So I'm afraid it's the end of the £10,000 for you. And a very, very relieved Martin sitting over there. But I'm afraid as for you, it's off to the loser's bench. Let's hear it for Ashley Jane. And then there were two. Well, who'd have thought it? Martin?
I'm baffled.
Hannah?
I hoped.
This next game is all about coolness under pressure. Come and see how it works. Now, the game is called Stealth, and quite simply, you have to walk from here to the far end and press the button on the spike. The bad news is that if you move too suddenly, an alarm will go off. And you must step back to the last square you successfully cleared. Now, the sensors at the end show just how close you are to setting off the alarm. So the smoother you go, the further you'll get. Your fight for survival starts now. Stealth is a series of touch-sensitive tiles. However, the sensors don't react to the amount of pressure put on them, but the speed of movement. So, slow, even pressure means progress. A quick step or a loss of balance, and the sensors react. And that happens. Hannah has got the technique, but her progress is fairly slow. Just by going a little faster, Martin is catching her up, but his alarm is much closer to going off. Oh, it's catching. matter of time, really, but we weren't quite sure how long you were going to take. I'm not sure if you develop a technique by doing this or if you're just having to tread very carefully.
I don't know. I was focusing on the squares, and as soon as I got there, I realised that I should have been looking at this.
Absolutely. That was the difference between you, because I could see Martin actually looking at the end there. You weren't listening, but it didn't matter because you won, and she's come through. And sadly for you, Martin, you'll be joining the rest of your friends now. So, Hannah, you're tonight's top dog, and you could be winning £10,000. Did you think it was going to be you?
I thought it could have been me. I was as intelligent as the top 2 or 3, so yeah.
Right.
There was a chance.
Well, let's see if the others thought it would be you.
I think Hannah might crumble.
Hannah, she's, I'd put her down as a good all-rounder.
Hannah seems to have a lot of confidence in the maths and the English side of things, and the physical side she seems to be okay, but I have sussed out that there is a slight weakness there.
Generally, she's physically fit, very alert, and very competitive.
It wasn't until we were like well into the evening of drinking that I realised that she had been clocking more than I thought, and I thought, this is a shrewd lady.
So, Hannah, you're the winner. Ah, but it's not quite over yet. I have here 5 general knowledge questions, each in a separate category. You don't have to answer them yourself. Instead, for each question, you must decide which of that lot is most likely to get it wrong. For each one they do get wrong, you score a point. But for each one they get right, they score a point. So, the first to 3 points wins. If you win, the 10 grand is yours. But if they win, they take your 10 grand and share it amongst themselves, 2 grand each. Yes. Hannah, you may be top dog, but you'll go home with no money at all. So use everything you know about them to make sure you pick the loser most likely to get a question wrong in each category. Hannah, let's play for £10,000. And the first category is TV, television. Who will you choose to answer a question on TV?
I think I'm going to choose Lena.
Lena, please step forward. Why did you choose Lena?
I'm not sure. I think out of all of them, she might be the one that doesn't know TV. We didn't talk about TV that much, so this is a guess.
Here's the question. Who played the character of Frank Butcher in EastEnders?
My Reed.
Correct. The next category is science. Who will you choose to answer a question on science?
There are some dark horses there, but I think it's going to have to be John.
John, step forward, please. So it's 1 point to the losers. And here's the question on science. NaCl is the chemical formula for which common household substance?
I guess washing up liquid.
The correct answer is table salt. 1 point to Hannah. The next category is literature. Who will answer a question on literature?
Darren. I'm going to go for Darren.
Darren, please step forward. So far, the score is even. In Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, which character assumes the head of an ass?
Haven't got a clue. I'll go for Macbeth.
The correct answer is bottom. 1 point to Hannah. Hannah, you're now in a very, very powerful position. 2 points to you, 1 point to the losers. The next category is music. Who's most likely to get a question on music wrong? You only have 2 to choose from.
I've got 2 choices, and the 2 choices that I don't want to pick are the ones I'm going to have to pick. It's going to have to be Martin.
Martin, please step forward. Martin, you understand that if you answer this question correctly, you will even the score. If, on the other hand, you get the question wrong, you're giving Hannah £10,000. Here's the question. Who came second in the 1968 Eurovision Song Contest with the song Congratulations?
Cliff Richard.
The correct answer is Cliff Richard. So this is as exciting as it's going to get. It's 2 points all. The next category is geography. Ashley Jane, please step forward. The final question of the game. On which continent would you find the country Mauritania?
Europe.
The correct answer is Africa. £10,000 is yours. That really is dog eat dog. See you next time, and remember, every dog has its day. Good night.
I could have lost it all in the first 2 rounds.
I felt really gutted getting knocked out at the beginning. It didn't hit me straight away, and then I looked up and I saw this pendulum in front of me, and I thought, my God, my worst fear has just entered the studio.
I'm so competitive, and winning was everything.
It was a lot tougher than I expected. A lot tougher.
There's no way I could keep still on those squares.
Macbeth. Cool, me and Shakespeare, eh? Never read it, never will.
The money is fantastic, but not as important as winning.